Hello, and welcome to the class. My name is Professor Champy, and this is English Basic Skills. So welcome, glad that you're here. Good to meet all of you. As you might know by now, if you're watching this video, I want to start just with, explaining to you guys how like attending class is going to work. And this is one of the main ways, right? So since we don't have live meetings for this class, right? You guys might have gotten the email that I sent out where I was saying, there's no specific meeting time or day for this class. There's no like live Zoom meeting or anything like that. So what we're going to do instead is I'm going to be posting these pre-recorded videos where I'll record me talking about whatever lesson, whatever reading we're discussing that day. I'll post it to the Moodle page. It's always going to be a link to YouTube. I just figured that was like the easiest thing for students to do. I figure you guys already know how to use YouTube, and maybe you have the app on your phone or whatever, so you can should just take you over to YouTube. You watch it there, nice and easy. Also, if you guys know how to work YouTube, I have like my channel set up on YouTube or whatever, which is basically just over the past few semesters of teaching classes like this, I just have hundreds of videos at this point. So you can look through that, see if you want to see any of the other things that I've recorded in the past. But yeah, so it's going to be these pre-recorded videos, and then we're also going to be doing discussion boards. So for each week, there's going to be one or two. This week we have two discussion boards. So that'll just be something posted on Moodle where you'll click on it. It'll have some questions for you to answer. A lot of times there will be a reading associated with it. So like for instance, for week 1 on our Moodle page, it asks you to read the essay "Should Writers Use Their Own English" by Vershawn Young, and then there's a discussion board for you to post on it. For that first one, I haven't yet decided if I'm going to require you guys to like respond to each other's posts. I might do that. I feel like sometimes it can be like good dialogue. Sometimes it just feels like busy work. So I don't know, but I'm not going to do that for the first one. So you can just go ahead and post your responses to those discussion boards by Friday and watch these videos, and that will be you participating in the class. I'm going to read the discussion boards. I don't always post on them just because maybe I will here and there, but it just takes like a lot of time for me to go on there and respond to people. So what I'm going to try to do instead, if I'm able, is like read through discussion boards and then respond to some of that stuff in my videos just because it's faster if I can just verbally respond to what people said rather than typing it up. So yeah, those are going to be the ways that we're going to like attend class. And I will say that doing the discussion boards is going to be part of our participation grade, which is 15% of our grade, and we'll go through all the grades in just a second, but I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit, give you some information about me. This is, I think, my 4th year teaching at Bergen. I've been doing these online courses, since 2020, so I think I've gotten better at them. I think at first it was definitely a struggle, hard to get used to, but hopefully I've gotten better at it, and hopefully maybe you guys are a little more used to dealing with it. I know it's weird, I know it's not ideal, but I do think there's a lot of good that can come out of it, and I obviously can be convenient for schedules and stuff like that. But I think we can also, do a lot of learning and stuff. Um, I went to St. John's University, graduated with a master's in English. I specialized in early 20th century novels, poems, and plays. Um, and yeah, I've been teaching composition and these kind of English basic skills development class for a few years now. So the other thing I'll say about me, I'm from New Jersey. I'm from down more like Monmouth County, if you guys know that, like Point Pleasant, if you know where that is. I didn't live there, but I lived, like 15 minutes from the beach there. But I've been living up in Bloomfield now, so I am firmly North Jersey at this point. I also spend a lot of time playing video games, especially lately. I was up definitely too late last night, playing some online Madden, but I got the W, so that's what matters. Um, I also follow sports pretty closely. I'm a big Nets fan. I'm keyed into the NBA trade deadline right now. A couple big trades today. I don't think they were very good. I mean the Kings. What are they doing with the Sabonis thing? Anyway, but yeah, I'm into sports and stuff, and yeah, that's me. So let's talk more about the grade. So I told you the participation grade is 15% of the overall grade, and you can see all this stuff on the syllabus. If you go to course info on the Moodle page, you can see the syllabus and it has all the breakdown of the grades and stuff. Another 15% of our grade is going to be homework assignments. I usually call these journals. you'll see the first one under week 1. It says Journal 1. Those are usually going to be due. I'm going to assign them like for the current week, and then they'll usually be due on the following Monday. So you can submit them anytime on the next Monday. So like it'll say that it's due, what is it, the 14th, I think is Monday. So it'll say that it's due on the 14th, and you can submit it anytime on the 14th. It doesn't have to be, before a certain time or anything, and that'll be considered on time. Those are going to be mostly like discussion questions that are related to the readings that we're doing. I try really hard to make these not be like busy work. Like, I'm not going to have them ask you like, oh, what was the main idea of the essay? Or like, these kind of things where it just feels like they're trying to check, like to see that you did the reading. I'm going to try to make them more like discussion-based questions that are going to help you start to think about some of the stuff I'm going to talk about in the videos and some of the things that you're going to be posting about in the discussion boards. So it can kind of get us ready for the next week of class with those homework assignments. So that's 15%. Another 15% is for a category I call process writing. We're going to talk a lot about this idea of the writing process. It's going to be one of the next videos I'm going to record. But basically, with any college writing class, I think the approach that is taken towards writing essays is not one where you just sit down and you write a perfect essay in 40 minutes. I don't think that's really how anyone does this. I don't think that's how good writing gets done. So process writing is just the idea that there are like these steps that you have to go through to get your best essay. So for that part of the grade, things like drafts, we're going to do drafts for our essays, brainstorming, outlining, some stuff like that is going to be involved in that process writing grade. It's also 15%. And then we have another grade category that I'm calling small writing assignments. That's going to be 10% of the grade. These are going to be not essays, but like writing exercises. They'll be short, like 1 to 2 pages. And yeah, just kind of places for us to try out some different stuff with writing that's not strictly, writing an essay. So that's 10%. And then the last part of the grade, we're going to write 3 essays for the class. They're going to be the first one 10%, then 15%, and then 20%. So they kind of get more important for your grade as the semester goes on, as hopefully we settle into everything and kind of, make some progress with our writing and all that, so that by the end, we have the one that counts the most towards the grade. So yeah, that's how I'm going to be calculating your grades. I have a rubric up on the course info that is a rubric I use for grading essays. Maybe I'll talk about that once we get closer to our first essay. But yeah, that's how I'm going to be grading the stuff. So let me know if you have any questions about that. All of our readings are going to be posted on Moodle. You don't need to buy a book or anything for this class. I'm going to be posting all the readings on Moodle. Like if you look under week 1, where you found this video, so I guess you've seen that. There's a couple of essays to read there. There's one for homework. So that's how I'm going to be posting all the readings. I'll try to put them up there as PDFs. If you click on them, they'll download to your computer, and then you can click the file and pull it up, and then look at it on your computer. I would encourage you guys to try to print these out if you're able to. For me, reading stuff is always a lot easier. If I have a physical copy, you can like write on it and things. So you can, if you're able to print these out, I would encourage it. But otherwise, try to get it on a laptop or computer. It'd probably be tough to do it on your phone. I mean, you can try. Maybe you guys have a bigger phone than I do. I don't know. But yeah, I would try to at least get it on a computer. So yeah, that's the readings. They're all going to be posted on Moodle. Videos. I'm trying to, I might have to mess around with the schedule a little bit here. But generally, I'm going to try to have the Moodle stuff up for you by Monday morning. So, probably by 9 a.m. or something at the latest. So by the time Monday morning comes, you should be able to go to Moodle and see like the module for the next week. So, on the 14th, it should say week 2, and it'll have the dates for week 2. You'll be able to click on it. It should have most of your assignments, discussion boards, but the videos, it looks like I'm mostly going to be recording them on Tuesdays. So I'm going to be recording them, probably Tuesday afternoons and getting them up there maybe Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. Hopefully by, 5 p.m., 7 p.m., they'll be posted. Because it's like, I have to record the video, and then I have to put it through my editing software. Not that I do any edits, but you have to render it, if you guys know anything about making videos. And then I have to also upload it to YouTube. So that whole process does take quite a while sometimes. So for that reason, there might be it might not be until Tuesday night sometimes, but definitely by Wednesday morning, the videos will be there for that week. I'm going to try to get them all done on Tuesday. Let's keep that as the schedule going forward. So every Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, you can log on and see. Usually, I'll try to post between like 3, 4, 5 videos. It depends on the week. Sometimes it'll be a lot, sometimes it'll only be a couple of videos. I try to keep them not longer than like 15 to 18 minutes because I think after that it can get really tough to pay attention. I try to think about this from your guys' point of view as much as I can. So I'm gonna try to keep them short, but I can't always do that. Every once in a while, I end up I have a little timer going on these. Like, oh man, I've been going for 28 minutes. So I'm gonna try to keep it short, but bear with me as best as you can. I'll try to make them interesting. So yeah, that's when the videos are reposted. One other thing I have to touch on is plagiarism. Please do not plagiarize any of the stuff for this class. It's really not hard to find out to see when students are plagiarizing. I'm very good at it. It reminds me of like my Call of Duty playing days. Like I catch someone plagiarizing, you just get it real quick. So don't do that. It just feels like such a waste of my time. Like when I'm spending time reading someone's essay to give them a grade, and then I realize that they've just copied and pasted it and stuff. I've definitely given students zeros for that. You could fail the class if you plagiarize even once. You could end up with a failing for the whole class. So I would definitely not do that. Just give your best effort. That's all I'm looking for. I think I'm pretty reasonable with the grades. I think if you look at my grading system, a lot of it is going to be based on, like homework and stuff. I grade those things on completion. Drafts, I grade on completion. The essays, I have a rubric I go through. But as long as you put in your best effort and just give it a shot and meet the requirements and everything, the grade will be, I think, okay. The grade will be where you want it to be. So I think you put yourself in a lot more jeopardy by trying to plagiarize or something where you could end up with an F than if you just give it your best shot and you'll probably still be able to get like a B or something at the least. So there's that. One other thing, and I'm going to make a whole video about this coming up, but with this basic skills class, there's something called the mastery test. They call it the EBS mastery test. And this is a test that you're going to have to take towards the end of the semester. I'll get you the specific dates as soon as I can. But it's very important because to pass this class and move on to English Composition 1, you have to get a passing grade just with my assignments and my grading and stuff, but you also have to get a passing grade on this mastery test. So what it is an essay. They have you write an essay that they give you like something to read, I think a week in advance, and then they give you a question and you have to write an essay for it. And it's a timed thing. I really don't like it. I honestly disagree with it a lot. I'm going to talk a lot of shit about it over the semester. But it's like a timed essay that you have to do. It's towards the kind of 3/4 of the way through the semester, and you have to get a passing grade on that. And if that's not graded by me, it's graded by other people in the department. So they have to give you a passing grade, and you also have to get a passing grade by my grading stuff in order to move out of the class and be able to go on to Composition 1. So like I said, I'll have a lot more info on that coming up soon. So we'll talk about it. Okay, last thing here, and I'll try to end shortly. I just want to say a couple of things about my teaching philosophy and how I'm going to try to run the class. I think, even if teachers don't realize it, the way that you teach, there's always sort of a philosophy underpinning it. There's always like a theory of teaching that underlies the way that you're doing things. So most classes, and you guys can correct me, but when I talk to students, they'll tell me that most of their classes are this kind of dynamic where a professor will show a PowerPoint thing. They'll like read some of the stuff. They'll talk about it a little bit, and all the students just take notes the entire time. You're just furiously trying to copy everything down, and that's like the whole class, right? And then you have a test where they you have to remember the stuff that you wrote down before. I really disagree with this kind of teaching. I think the message that it sends is like, well, I'm the professor and I know everything, and you're the student and you know nothing. So I'm just gonna like spew my knowledge at you and you'll try to like pick it up. I just don't think that that's how learning works. I don't think that that's how teaching should work. That works for some people. Some people can do that. People who are good at like teaching themselves, basically, I think can work with that sort of teaching style. But for me, I think teaching needs to be much more collaborative, much more based on dialogue and discussion, which is why I'm really going to insist on these discussion boards. I know they might seem silly or you might not want to do them, but they are really important to me just to be able to see what you guys are getting out of the readings. And like I said, I'm going to try to respond to your discussion posts in my videos so that as much as we can get a little bit of back and forth going here. Obviously, what I'm saying, an online class makes this much more difficult. In an in-person class, it's I think I'm pretty good at fostering a discussion, getting everyone involved and stuff. Try to see what I can do for this online class. But yeah, it's really important to me that we maintain this element of like hearing from you guys as well. I think that you guys have important and valuable things to say, and I want to hear from you. I think that a college class being good is dependent on the students and how they want to participate. I think that just like when we think about teaching and knowledge, I think that the way people learn is more hands-on. I always think about it like if you're going to try to teach a kid how to play baseball, like what do you do? Do you explain the rules to them? You're like, okay, well there's first base and second base and there's a sac fly and you have to wait till the guy catches it and then you can run, but if you run too fast, they get you out. No, that's not how you teach a kid to play baseball. You just give them a baseball, right? You give them a bat, and you go from there and you can fill in the rest of the stuff later. So that's kind of how I think teaching always works. I think it does have to be this more hands-on thing. So I'm going to try to make this more kind of discussion collaborative to whatever extent that I can. I think that knowledge comes from multiple places in a classroom. I think that like students can teach other students. I think students teach me sometimes. I teach them. So I just think we all kind of learn from each other in a class that's functioning appropriately. And it's not just a one-way street of me telling you what the right thing is. I see myself as much more someone who's going to ask questions and try to help you guys figure out what you think about this stuff than telling you like, no, here's like what the answer is. So yeah, I view myself as more kind of posing questions and seeing what you guys think, than focusing. I know what I think. I have my own opinions. I've talked about them to death. No one cares what I think. So it's about you guys, and yeah, I just want it to be kind of a collaborative thing. I'm going to try to hear from you guys as much as I can. Okay, I think that's it for this video. So hopefully you understand now how the course is going to happen. You know what to look forward to, what to expect. And if you still have questions, send me an email. I should also say that my Bergen email, you can reach me there. I will try to check it as often as I can. I will try to respond to people as quickly as I can. You can also send like those messages through Moodle, but those I don't always see as often. They're kind of in a weird spot. I would say just try to send me an email through the Bergen email. I'm also going to be sending you guys emails. I did send you an email, in fact. Make sure that you got my first email that I sent, I think, yeah, yesterday or last night. Make sure that you got that, and because that's going to be how I'm communicating with you guys throughout the semester. I'll be sending out emails a couple of times, only when there's like updates or scheduling changes or stuff like that. So just be aware of that. All right, I'll talk to you soon. See you later.